Hello everyone, this is Jack from CUCAS. Today we are going to discuss topics that may interest a lot of international students in the beginning of every year, which is Chinese government scholarship, specifically the Chinese government scholarship bilateral program is one of the greatest for scholarship for students who are going to come to China to study their bachelor degree. And I'm very happy to have Melissa from El Salvador to join my interview today. So firstly, thank you very much for joining my interview.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Every year, which is Chinese government scholarship, specifically the Chinese government scholarship bilateral program is one of the greatest for scholarship for students who are going to come to China to study their bachelor degree. And I'm very happy to have Melissa from El Salvador to join my interview today. So firstly, thank you very much for joining my interview.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I think that this is really important to share because the CSC scholarship, the Chinese Scholarship Council program, they are really complete scholarships. They include like the fees for studying, dormitories, money to survive every month. So it's something that a lot of students can take advantage of. They can apply and come and have their dream of studying in China.
Yeah, hopefully our interview today will help more international students to understand the bilateral program scholarship because it seems a lot of them might be confused for the procedures. I guess we can start the interview today.
Yeah.
First of all, Melissa, would you like to introduce a little bit of yourself?
Yeah, for sure. My name is Melissa Trigueros. I applied for CSC scholarship in 2020, the year of pandemic. So since there, I have been studying 1 year of Chinese and then 4 years industrial design. Right now I'm in my last year of scholarship and I'm working also with the community of Salvadorian students to guide them about the process. So I am quite update on how the procedures change or how the procedure is going. Right now the application is still on until February, middle of February. For El Salvador it's February 14th, but it changed from country to country. And I hope that all of you still can get your documents on and can get your questions solved, because even if you don't apply this year, you have to have some kind of preparation for next application.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa. You are from Beihang University, right?
Yeah, Beihang University.
Yeah, and today we have a lot of time to discuss the details of the scholarship. Second question is like, why did you choose to study in China?
Right now, El Salvador and China are getting closer, so it was something that they were promoting a lot, like get to know about China. And we know, like I'm studying industrial design and China is really well known for their development in industries and how they are really good at it. So I was thinking, where is a better place to go and study than this? And the 4 years that I have been studying here, I know for sure that I did a right decision because I'm studying industrial design, but I'm learning things that I'm pretty sure I could have never studied back at my hometown. And the same thing, China is not just about the way that their content is teach. It's also about they have a lot of collaborations with foreign universities, and as soon as you are enrolled in a good university, you get to know a lot of networking also from other universities. Last year we had a program in Beihang University when you get to have classes from teachers from Oxford or Harvard, and it was a good tool that students could have just because we were part of Beihang University and they have this exchange with that kind of universities. So I think that the quality of education is so good, but also they open to a world of opportunities and networking, and that is really cool.
Okay, how did you know the Chinese government scholarship bilateral program? You see it from Twitter or some website, or someone told you that?
Yeah, I get to know about it because my country has a special office from the international affairs that is dedicated to scholarships. So they upload all the scholarships that are running, and I get to know. They have a special website that is just dedicated to that scholarship that they are offering, that are running at that time. So there you can get all the information. You get all the documents requirement, all the deadlines. You also get the links for Chinese scholarship website, or they also give you the templates for some documents like a study plan, recommendation letter, and then they also give you the contact information. So if you want to know more or you have more doubts, you contact them directly.
Yeah. So how did you know the website? Like someone sent you a link and tell you, Melissa, here is the office website for scholarship?
Yeah, the website is public understanding. I get to know about it because I was really interested in studying outside. So I was searching like where to get this information about scholarships, and that is the place where government agreed scholarships are available. But right now that I'm here in China, I get to see that Chinese embassy in El Salvador is also sharing a lot about applying for the scholarship. Also, my government is making more talks on different cities so we can get to know about it. And also, I think that also the Salvadorian students who are right now in China, we're also sharing a lot of content and encouraging students to come to China. So right now the information is quite, now the information is more than it used to be at that time. When I applied, it was really new. Like I was the second batch of students from El Salvador that came to China. But right now there's more understanding of this scholarship, and there's more people interested as well.
Okay, so you got the information of the scholarship from the government office of El Salvador, right? Maybe from a website, right?
Yes.
How's your GPA in high school? Like, do you have any certificate because you got the scholarship of the bilateral program? And many students don't know, what kind of qualification they need to have before they can actually got the scholarship. So do you have any certificate like HSK, TOEFL, or else when you apply for that?
When you apply for Bachelor, they don't ask you for an English certificate because you are supposed to study in Chinese. Also because of they know that Salvadoran people don't know that much Chinese. In my country, in El Salvador, there's not a requirement. Right now, this year is the first year that they put as a requirement that you study certain kind of hours of Chinese in the Confucius Institute in our country, because I think they also want people that already have some knowledge of Chinese. But about academic performance, they ask for the last 3 transcripts, last 3 years of high school transcripts. And at that time, my GPA, we rank it from 1 to 10. Mine was from 9.5 to 9.9. Like it was really, really high. The 3 years. So I think that's a really important thing, because I also at that time get to know a friend whose GPA was 8 point something, and she get the filter of documentation. She did interview, she passed the interview, but at the moment of applying to universities, any university gave her the admission letter because they thought that they were more qualified students. So she didn't make it.
She didn't make it. Yeah. So you are the 学霸 of the class, right? you know the word 学霸, right?
Yeah.
Top level students in your class or even in your school.
Yes.
So yeah, I think if you are pursuing or want to apply for the full scholarship, it seems indeed you need to have a good GPA. Is more important compared with other certificates like HSK or even TOEFL or else, right?
Yeah. Lately, I receive a lot of comments from Salvadoran students or Latin American students who want to apply to a scholarship. And one of the questions they ask is like, is academic performance really important or really needed? And I do believe so, because our country's education level is really different from Chinese one. So if in your own education level you are not that outstanding, it will be really hard to get used to a new education system, especially because they are like they are more demanding, or they are more strict. So I think that that's a really important part of it. And also because Latin American countries, our first language is Spanish, and here you won't have classes when they teach you Chinese using Spanish as first language. Usually they teach you Chinese by English. So you have to have a really good understanding of English, so then you can learn Chinese. They don't ask you for any kind of certificate or like TOEFL or prove that you are good at English, but it's a requirement. Like I think that if you don't understand English completely, they will teach you Chinese using English. So it will be really hard for you.
Yeah, English is still necessary, but when you apply, you don't have certificate like TOEFL or else. Right?
No.
Yeah. So the most important thing is your ability to understand and learn English. Yeah. Okay. So next question is when you apply to the bilateral program scholarship, is there anyone or office guide you the entire process, or you just do it totally by yourself?
When you apply, in my country, the way it works is like International Affairs Office, like Government International Affairs Office, has a special department that is dedicated to scholarships. So what they do is like they check all the documents, and they also guide you in the process. They usually give you like a contact number, and they also give you like an email address. So every part of the process, if you have any doubt, you can contact them, and they can give you real guidance of, no, this is not the way that it has to be, or this is not the format that we will receive documentation, especially because the application part, the complicated issue is like get the things translated, or make the document be the original document, or the document that they are asking for, the one that they will approve. So for all this part, they give you guidance. You can also go to the office at any time, and you can show the documents, and they will tell you, yeah, you have to change this and this. They give you a lot of feedback. I went like 5 times there, and they never complain or anything. But I think that it was a long process.
Let's talk about the process. Yeah. So when did you submit your application for this scholarship?
I started collecting all the documents in November 2019, and the application closed on February 2020.
February 2020.
Yeah.
You have like basically 4 months, right?
Yeah. They give a long period of application because getting all the documents is quite hard. Then we also have to translate them. We have to get, right now you have to get the pre-admission letter, that also takes long time. But during those 4 months you are able to get everything that you need. And as soon as you submit the application on time, like all the documentation part on time, the rest is like waiting for the interview, then waiting for news about your university. Sometimes university also gives another interview, then getting the admission letter, and then just start planning to come here. Usually the application closed on February, and July of that year you are already planning to come.
Yeah, we can be more detailed about the process you just talked about. Yeah. So the first step, you will get information from the government office, your government office website. You get the information, like from 1 to 1 you can apply. You get the list of documents. Then the next step, you will apply in the CSA website or something like that.
The first step, as you said, is getting to know deadlines, documents needed, and start collecting the information. Then to apply in the government office, you need to already sign the CSC website form. So you go to the CSC website, you create an account, you ask for an application, you fill the forms, they ask you to upload some documents. At that time, of course, you're not going to have them, all of them, because they will ask you for a pre-admission letter, but at that time you don't have the pre-admission letter. So you just fill the application like that, and download the form, because as soon as you download the form, they give you like a serial number, and with that number, universities and the government can track all your process as well. So after you do that, you go to universities, you look for their admission process, you check what are the documents that they require for pre-admission letter. Usually they ask for this CSC form. So you go, you upload everything, you receive the pre-admission letter, and then you go back to your government office, you upload all the documentation that you already have, and then you update in the CSC website. Yeah.
Maybe you can back a little, just again, step by step. Like the first step, you got information from website. Second step, you do the online application in CSC website, and you will choose type A. Choose type A. And in this step, you don't need to upload all documents, right? In the CSC website, because like you just said, you have to upload your pre-acceptance letter. But in this very second step, you still haven't got the letter yet. So after you can fill the form in CSC website, then you can download the Chinese government application form. Then you can move to the next step to fill application form in the university's website. And upload your scholarship, government scholarship application form from step 2, or maybe you also need to fill the serial number in the website. After that, you still need to wait, right? Like how long did you wait before you got the pre-acceptance letter?
I think that you have to wait around 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, they already reply to you like, yes, we give you the pre-admission letter, or no, you have to change this document or that.
Is there any interview in this step, like from the university? You fill the application in the university's website. Did they conduct any interview, or?
It depends from every university, because they have different procedures. Some of them, if you have good transcripts and you have a strong study plan, they are like, it's okay. Others, even if you have that, they will also ask you for the interview, because I have heard from international students that came last year that they had interview and they asked them about what about your study methods, or what about your solve problem analysis, that kind of things. And I guess that's why it's really important to go contact your university specifically, because everyone is different. They all have different procedures.
Yeah. Do you have any more suggestions for students in the third step, which is the university application period? Like you just said, you need to contact the university, right? I think a lot of students used to contact the university, but they didn't get a response, or it was not good or quite effective. Do you have any suggestions for students about this?
First of all, usually when the application is about to end is February, middle February, and sometimes it matches with Chinese New Year holiday.
Yeah.
So that's why,
just like now.
Just like right now.
Yeah.
So of course, if you are sending the email last minute, they won't give you a quiet reply because they are on vacations already.
Yes.
So that's why I always recommend that try to send emails at least last weeks of December, because then you also have time if you have to correct documents or whatever. Also, right now, a lot of universities have this way to make things more quick, that you don't have to email them all the documents at first. You have to go to the admission portal and just fill all the documents there, fill the forms there, and just then wait for them to give you a reply. But a lot of international students don't know about it because, I don't know, they think that it's quite difficult to find the websites for universities, or everything is in Chinese and they get frustrated. So they just try to email them like, can you please tell me what to do, this and that. But the effective way to do it is directly go to the portal and follow the instructions in the portal. So don't try to skip that step. is the safest option that you have now.
Yeah, I think you have to make very clearly that you are applying for the bilateral program scholarship. For example, when you fill the application form or uploading documents, you need to upload your Chinese government scholarship application form. And also, if you send email, you have to make it very clearly that you are applying for that and tell the teacher what do you need. And before one, maybe you want that, right? Another thing is if you got your graduation certificate or transcript, maybe in June or July, I don't know, in your country, then if you are dedicated for the government scholarship in the next year in China, maybe you need to do the translation, do the notarization, maybe in September or October before actually the application period of the Chinese government scholarship, right? That will save you a lot of time.
Yeah. That also happens a lot, that in my country at least you graduate, but they took a couple of months to give you the actual certificate that you are graduated. So I always recommend talk to your high school, ask them to give you an official letter that says that you graduate on this date and that you are an excellent student with this grade, like a really professional letter, and then you can get that go through lawyer and get the notarization, and you can upload that as well.
Yeah. So please don't think November to February is is 4 months is enough, because there will be some holidays like Christmas holidays, for Chinese Spring festivals, the winter holidays. You have to try to prepare earlier, so we will have more time for this. Okay, so we can talk about the next step. So you got acceptance letter from the university system. Normally you can download from the system, or you can get it from the email, right? Okay, so the next step, you got acceptance letter, got Chinese government's application form, then you will back to the El Salvador government office, right?
You receive from email, and then you just add it to the documents that you have to present in the office, that government office.
So you sent documents along with pre-acceptance letter to your country's the government department by email, or there is another application form you have to do?
By email.
By email.
Because it's a requirement. If you don't have that pre-admission letter, you cannot apply for the scholarship. And then when you already send everything to your government office that is getting all the documentation, you also go back to CSC website and you update it. Because there is a part when they ask you for pre-admission letter, you upload it and you make sure that all the documents are okay, that there is no need to update anything else, and then you are ready. As soon as the deadline is not over, you can change documents, you can upload, you can modify. That's completely okay. But as soon as the deadline is still on.
Yeah. Well, you will not be able to edit it again after the deadline, right?
Yeah, after deadline, you are not gonna be able to modify.
Okay. So the fourth step is you have to send your documents, your pre-acceptance letter to the government. You also have to edit your application in Chinese government scholarship website, CSA website. You can do it. There is no order for these two steps, right? You can edit the CSA website application first, or you can also contact your government. First. The order doesn't matter, right? Here.
The order doesn't matter, but I really recommend you to first go to your government office, because they are the ones who know what is the templates or the formats that they accept. So as soon as they give you that, okay, everything is okay, your application is now submitted, then you can go and modify everything to the CSC website, because you already know that everything is completely okay.
So make that the last step of your application procedure. Yeah. So after that, you have then the CSA submission. Also, you have sent your documents to the national, your government office, and then you just wait, right? You just wait. Then what happened? Like the next
When
step.
you already send all your documents, the application is over. Now you just have to wait for them to review, and they select a group of applicants that they think that go to the next step, that is interviews. So they usually will contact you by email, or if they have your phone number, they will call you and they will tell you the date of your interview, and then you just have to get prepared for the interview.
So the they here is referring to the El Salvador government office, right? They are, actually handling the application of students. I think this part maybe, is new to some students, because the information they got is that they need to be in touch with the Chinese embassy in their local countries. So, but it seems in every country there is an office in their own government, like El Salvador government. They are also helping their students to apply scholarship in different countries. So that's office of El Salvador, and also related office of the Chinese government. The two offices actually you can contact both of them, or what's the situation in El Salvador?
You can contact both of them. They will share the information, both of them, but there is just one that is getting in charge of everything. So in my case is the government office. So if you contact the embassy of China in El Salvador, they will tell you, okay, go ask them.
Yeah.
So it's better that you know who is getting in contact, who is getting all these procedures. So you ask them directly, because they have the information that is first-hand information.
Yeah.
That's with the documentation part, because once the documentation part is over, that the deadline is over, then, at least in my country, then the embassy of China in El Salvador also start getting involved, because interviews are conducted by embassy of China.
So the next step is the interview, right? Just now we discussed this situation might be different in different countries, or maybe even in different years, like which department or office are actually handling the applications. Okay, so now we talk about the interview. So then you got news from the Chinese embassy that there will be an interview, or you get it from the El Salvador government?
I get it from El Salvador government. They are the ones who email me, but the interview was conducted by the embassy.
By the embassy in China?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have like a person that is in charge of education department, and he is the one who asks you the questions, that also asks you more about your profile. They usually ask you how much Chinese do you know, if you have any background knowing Chinese, that kind of things.
Okay, so how long did that interview take? Like, it's an online interview or offline interview?
In my case, it was online, and I guess that even last year's has been online. It's a really quick interview. It's like 15, max 20 minutes. They ask you like 3 or 5 questions. It's really to the point, but they ask you like really important questions.
Important questions.
Yeah.
So it was an effective interview.
Yeah.
It's an online interview, but not because of the pandemic. I think it just even last year is still online interview. Yeah. Okay, so now you passed the interview, right? You got any email or anyone told you that you passed the interview?
Yeah, when you pass the interview, they email you and even call you to tell you that you are accepted in the scholarship. But you still have to wait for Chinese scholarship council to approve your application. So at that time, you are just waiting for universities to give you the admission letter, like the final admission letter, not the pre-admission one, like the admission letter. And also you are waiting for the Chinese council to tell you that, yeah, you have that scholarship.
Okay, so after you got the news about that passing the interview, and the next is like you got documents, right? Admission letter and GW201 for some students might don't know that for Chinese government scholarship is GW201 form. So the next part is you just receive the admission letter and GW201 form, in your country, right?
Yeah, because that GW201 is for you to apply to the visa to come here.
Exactly.
So they only give you that with the admission letter because you already got the scholarship. So until any other point, they won't even mention it until you are already accepted by Chinese Scholarship Council and university. Then they start working on that.
Okay, so you got that documents directly at your home or in other places?
At that time, they make us go to the Chinese embassy in El Salvador. They give us the admission letter. They help us fill the forms and everything, and we can start keeping in contact with them.
Okay, so you got calls, right, or email from the El Salvador government office that your admission package has already arrived in the Chinese embassy of El Salvador.
Yes.
Is that yeah?
Yes.
So yeah, one thing important I just forgot. After you passed interview of the Chinese embassy, did you get any certificate to prove that you are now supported or sponsored by the bilateral program scholarship?
No, we didn't get any
Certificate.
document, but they update your status on the CSC website.
CC website. Yeah, when you submit your application, Chinese government scholarship website, in this step they will update your application status. Yeah, but this might be different. I don't know, maybe in different countries because in the website of Chinese government scholarship, there is a step like you need to get kind of certificate from the embassy to prove that you got approval from the embassy. Yeah, but you didn't get that. Right? And another thing is Melissa got the documents in paper, right? Paper documents, but now since I remember 2021 or 2022, all the documents are just digital documents. You will now receive through your emails, I think. So then the very next step, like you got the admission package. Anyone contact you like for you just mentioned you need to send some legal documents and they will get you to like select the date to go to China.
Yes, because since the moment of interview, when you already passed to that part, they already have your contacts. They have your email, they have your phone number, so they keep in contact with you to keep you updated of things. Of course, they will ask you to gather so you can sign that. It's like a commitment letter that you know that you are taking this scholarship and that you're gonna be responsible with it, this and that. But in my country, they also do like ceremony of yeah, like for the ones that got the scholarship, they do this ceremony and they also make them sign that. So maybe I don't know in other countries, but I think that they will keep in contact as soon as you already pass the first filter. They always keep in contact with you. In my case, they create like groups, WeChat groups or WhatsApp groups to keep updated.
You got updates from the Chinese embassy or from?
At that time, it's the China's embassy. After the interview, if you pass the interview, then they start adding you to. You keep in contact with this guy from education department of Chinese embassy in El Salvador.
Yeah. So that department gathered all of you. Candidates who won the scholarship to their office, right? To just send these kind of documents, and then you're just ready to come to China, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's the entire procedures, right? So how long did it take for you? Do you still remember?
For me, it took longer time because it was 2020, so COVID stopped a lot of things. But usually the document application ends on February. So around May, all the interviews are conducted, and then you are just waiting for universities notice and everything. They do this ceremony that I was talking about, that they make you sign and that they announce the ones that got the scholarship. They do it around June, I guess.
June. You know, I mean, the ceremony was held in June. Yeah, but when did you get the admission package? Like from the time you start the application process until
in June.
Admission package in June.
Yeah. Because during that ceremony, they show the admission letters from university and they make you sign the commitment letter. So all that things happen in June. And since that time, they start giving you the GW201 form. So you start applying for visa, and as soon as possible, late July, they already fly you to China.
Okay. So when did you get the news that you have passed the interview?
That's around May, I guess. It's around May.
Around May.
Yeah, because in my case, they conducted the interview, and 1 week later, they already said like you passed the interview or not. So after May, you already know that embassy approves you as an applicant. You are just waiting for the university to approve you, or the Chinese scholarship council. It's like you are already confirmed that you can be, like you are selected. You are just waiting for that confirmation of the documents.
Yeah. After you finished the application process, like on CSA website and through the El Salvador government, I think that was in February, right?
Yeah.
February. Then you wait until May to take the interview.
Yeah.
And then you got the news about the interview. And then very soon you got the result. I mean, the admission package in June. Yeah. So that's the entire procedure. Yeah. That's a little bit complicated especially for the new students, I think. Yeah. So the next question is like your program, bachelor degree program in Beihang was taught in Chinese, right?
Yeah, because type A scholarship, you can apply for bachelor's, master, PhD. If you are doing PhD or master, you can select English or Chinese. But if you are applying for bachelor, you can only study in Chinese program.
So there are type A, B, C, 3 types of scholarships. But as far as I'm concerned, for bachelor degree program, I think maybe the only choice or one of the important choice is bilateral program scholarship, which is type A. And type A scholarship during the pandemic, the policy is that it will only support Chinese medium programs. So, but you can apply without HSK, right? So, when you don't have HSK, you need to do 1 year foundation program. Yeah. So, in which university, you have the foundation program? Is same in Beihang or another one?
You apply for the university that you want to do your bachelor, and that university send you to different universities for that year. For example, I applied for Beihang, but for the foundation program, they send me to CNU, Capital Normal University.
Capital Normal University. Yeah.
But I have other Salvadorian friends that they also got the same scholarship as me. They are also doing engineering. Some of them are also in the same faculty as me, but they were sent to other universities, even outside Beijing.
Yeah, so it's like a system to allocate students for the foundation year, I think. During that time, you learned online, right? About the Chinese language part. So after that, you passed the related test of Chinese language, and then you will start the degree program learning, right?
Yeah.
So many students are also wondering that if you can switch your scholarship to another university, for example, after you finished your foundation program, if you want to change to another university for bachelor degree, Can you change that? Do you know how that work?
That's not possible because
Yeah.
one of the main process of all the application is that the university that you are applying selects you.
Yeah.
So you do the foundation program, but you do the foundation program under your university as well.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot ask that you want to change at that
Yeah,
time. It's not possible.
So yeah, I think you just don't, trying to make that change will not help. It will not be helpful for you. Okay, another thing is that when you apply online through the CC website, it will ask you to choose 3 universities, first, second, and third priorities, right? So I heard that the universities will only select students who choose them as the first priority. Is that so, or you got any information?
I don't think so. I applied for Behan as my first priority, and even my study plan, I talk about why I wanted to study in Behan. But I have other friends from El Salvador that they apply for really high-ranking universities as first and second priority, but they were not selected. Just their third option select them as student.
So another question is, during the bachelor degree study or from the beginning of the study, there are 5 years for you for bachelor degree, right? So is there any re-evaluation for your scholarship, maybe every year there is someone or the teachers will review your academic performance?
The whole scholarship is 5 years, including the foundation program. So it's 1 year and then 4 years of bachelor. And every year you have an annual review that you have to get into the website again, and they will ask you about how is your academic performance going. They will ask you about how are you following rules and regulations. They will also ask you about what are the extracurricular activities that you are getting involved in. You have to write a paragraph for each that you can give a brief introduction of what you have been doing that year, and they also have the option for you to upload if you have any certificate, or if you want any award, you can submit there the attachments. Then you upload that, and that's the part that we do. And then our university or advisors, they also feel the same thing.
The website here is the Chinese government scholarship
Chinese
website.
government scholarship.
You have to log in again in every year.
Every year you have to log in the website twice a year.
Twice a year.
The first one is just for you to click a button saying that you're still studying and that you're still with the just that you're active. And the other one is when you actually have to give this summary of what you have been doing during the year and the attachments, and your advisor, she will also fill.
In which months specifically you have to fill twice about the forms?
I guess around summer, you have to just get into that bottom, to click the bottom. And around this time, winter vacations, you have to upload.
Yeah, I think end of the first semester and end of the second semester.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so do you know some of the students who failed to pass the annual review?
Yeah.
Some of them, right?
Yeah, I have some stories about Salvadorian students who have failed the annual review because of their behavior. So at that time, for them, the whole school discussed, and they also sent letters to Chinese Scholarship Council. And for that case, they only stopped the scholarship during that year.
During that year.
He has to pay for fees, dorms, everything during that year. And according to the next annual review, they will evaluate if he can continue the scholarship or not. And he did. But I also have other cases of students that they failed the annual review, but they failed it so badly because of academic performance. So universities just dismiss the scholarship.
This totally.
Totally.
Following years. Yeah. Okay.
What kind of activities are bad and that will influence the scholarship in your view?
I think that one of the most important is like academic performance, because if you are failing courses or if you are not going to your courses, and your transcripts and your GPA will reflect that, right? So for universities, it's really easy to judge how good you are doing or not. And about behavior and follow rules and regulations, of course, don't get involved into any criminal activity. Don't get into any kind of fight or any police matter. Yeah.
How about the attendance rate? Like, will you be cancelled for the scholarship if you have a quite low class attendance rate?
Yeah, because most of the classes, they give you a attendance rate. If you don't follow that, you cannot have examination, so you automatically fail the class.
So you cannot join the test. Yeah. So see, don't listen to some of the poor people said that you get the scholarship, you get it for 5 years. Every year there will be annual review, because the scholarship is established for attracting top excellent students from other countries, but it's not all. After you come here, you still have to work hard to keep a good performance so you can enjoy the scholarship in every year. After it also is interesting that if you sometimes if you failed to get scholarship in second year, if you did a good job, you had a good performance, maybe you can get it again in the third year, right?
Okay, that's something.
But I think that depends on
your
university, if they want to help you or try to convince the council, because at the end of the day, they are the ones sending reports to the Chinese Scholarship Council, and they are the ones that can say like, oh yeah, I think that this is a good student or not. So that's why it's really important that you keep a good communication with the international school, and that you also show them how hard work you are. And they do a lot of activities. Usually they have student unions, they have activities that they organize, they ask for volunteers. So these are the ways that you can keep in contact with them, or like they can see that you're an active student as well.
Just mentioned you have to upload documents. Those documents are like proof of your participation in those unions and activities, right?
Yeah, like if you are part of the union, they give you annual certificates. Or if you do volunteer work, they also can give you like certificates, recommendation letters. If you are part of any club, they also give this kind of certificates. Or if you are part of a competition team, they also give you this kind of certificates for participating. If you win, they also give you like the one that you win. But this also helps a lot, not only because of you showing your extracurriculars in the annual review, but also some universities have grants that they give to excellent students or excellent behavior students. So having these proofs also can help you to get more awards. And if you are planning then to keep studying in your university or applying to another university, keep going on scholarship, it's really important for you to keep these records or to stay working. And I think that student unions or volunteer work in your university, they don't ask you for a lot of time, and also it's close to you. You don't have to travel a lot, or there's not much distance, so that is also a good way to keep.
Work hard every year. That's very important for especially for Chinese government scholarship students. So another question, it also mentioned the teacher also need to fill the form. Is that the same website, right? Chinese government scholarship website. They have their own account, or they will fill in your account?
They have their own account, but they review their students.
Is there any notification that you will get it in the next year, or you will not receive any notification?
No, if you finish the review, your advisor finish the review, everything goes on. Like no one gives you any notification or everything. Yeah. If you get a notification, it's because they are canceling your scholarship.
Failed, yeah. Better not receiving notification. Yeah.
So my last question, like you have been studying in China for about now 4 years, right? So you came to China in 2023, right? After the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you feel your life in China and Beijing?
I think that it's an incredible experience because when we talk about academic, I was explaining before that it's not just that the high quality education. There's also a lot of resources. You get to talk about people from that have studied outside of the country. They have this different mindset, or they have these new approaches. Like you are constantly learning and learning. It's really interesting. And also, I think that for me is really important is that the extracurricular activities that you can do in Beijing as an international student, they are quite big. You can do volunteer work, you can do workshops, you can learn about specific topics about your own career, you can get some kind of idea of what you actually want to study for your master degree, or what are the topics that you are more interested. Like it helps you a lot to understand the field that you are studying, and also the working environment that you will go soon. So I think that that's really cool, and I think that that's a really rich experience. Also, in my personal case, because I came from El Salvador, and even if I was an excellent student in El Salvador, here I was not that excellent, or I have struggles to get along. I feel really grateful that my university has supported me all the time. Every time I talk to my advisor about some struggles, they try to help a lot. Also, Chinese universities have this psychological center that international schools can also be part of, and they give you counseling for free, 8 sessions per semester. So I feel really confident that it's hard, but I'm also having the tools to manage everything that I need to manage, and I know that this is a great opportunity, and I feel grateful every day.
Okay. Do you like Beijing? Like in winter it's cold, right? For example now. And how about the food here?
Oh, I think it's okay. Beijing is such a diverse city, not just from international students, but also from Chinese people, from minorities, or from other cities. I think that if you come to Beijing, you can have a part of all different cities of China, because even your own classmates, they are from different provinces, so you get to learn a lot. Like it's a really multi-diverse society, and I think it's okay. The winter is quite cold, but usually during winter you are doing midterms or you are studying, so it's not like you have that much time to go out. But summer is really comfortable, and you can go and do all the tourist activities that you want to do. I think that also Chinese people is really welcoming to international students. When you get into taxis or into transportation, they try to talk to you, and even if you just say ni hao, xie xie, they are like, oh, your Chinese is so good. They really encourage you. And also a lot of, in university environment, a lot of students come to you because they want to practice their English. So you also get to learn more about Chinese culture, because interaction, and you can also practice Chinese with them. So it's a great experience.
Okay, thank you. You are going to stay here in China during the winter holiday and spring festival, right? Okay. Do you have any plan, like to travel any place, or how do you going to spend the holiday?
I don't have plans, because right now I'm working on my graduation design, so I'm quite busy. But my university is planning like New Year's gala and some calligraphy activities. They do it every year. They will give us some Chinese New Year gifts.
Wow.
And right now they are also having this activity that you can send Chinese New Year packages to your other friends. So they are trying to build community, and they are trying to make us feel comfortable, even if we are outside of family during this time. I really appreciate that, and I know that even if I stay in Beijing and I stay in my university, there are a lot of things to do, and there is a lot of community that you can build.
Okay, that's all my questions. Yeah, maybe later, Melissa, you can just show a little bit of the procedures. We have a computer and a screen here. Thank you very much for joining my interview, and wish you a great Chinese New Year. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Now we invite Melissa to introduce a little bit of the procedures in the screen. Yeah.
The first place for you to look for the requirements or the deadlines for the scholarship is your government website. In this case, for El Salvador, it's like the International Cooperation Agency of El Salvador, or you can also search for International Affairs Department. And this is like the typical website that the governments have. Just look for the special department that is about scholarships. Like you go and look for the department that is about a scholarship. In this case, in Spanish, it's called becas. And when you get there, you will get the list and you search for the Chinese scholarship. Let me see, Chinese scholarship. This one, for example. As soon as you click there, you will get the dates for applying, the deadline that they have, the language that you can study in. You can get all the information, especially you get about what do you need so you can apply for it, what are the things that you will get from the scholarship, and of course all the requirements that you have to follow. In this web page, you also have some attachments that are templates or documents that you will need, like the physical examination form, and they also give you a contact that you can call them or email them, so you can get in contact with them. Another really important part is the CSC website. Here you can go to study outside, and they will give you they will send you to the study in China, campus in China page. This is a really important one because you can get to know about the universities that you can apply for, the courses that they offer, the majors that you can apply for if they are in English or Chinese, and you can also register here online. If you click here, you will get to this website that is the one where you have to create an account. As soon as you create your account with your email or your phone number, don't forget the password, because this is what you will be using to upload for CSE application form, and this is where you also have to submit again your pre-admission letter. Here.
Also where you have to review again every year.
Yeah, the annual review is this page, so don't forget your password, write it down, because every year you have to, twice a year you have to come here and get the procedure to continue with the scholarship. If you go to application online, then you get all your personal details. Usually they ask you about your age, where are you from, where did you study, this and that. And then you select what kind of application you want to make. Type A is the bilateral program that you go by embassies. Type B goes by universities, but it's only for master or PhD. And type C, I don't know what type C does. But yeah, as soon as you select here, then you can get more documents upload, and when that thing is done, you can download my application form. As soon as you have this application form, you can go to university's website and ask for the pre-admission letter. So when you got the pre-admission letter, you send everything that is all the documents that are requirement to your government department of scholarships, and as soon as they give you the okay, as soon as they say that everything is okay, that your application is on, come back to this page again and update your information, update your documents, and make sure that you add the pre-admission letter as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Melissa, again for the detailed explanation of this website and also your official national website. Thank you so much. I think this really helps a lot for the students to understand the procedures. Yeah.
Today, actually, I'm also quite happy that I also have another excellent student. He's from India. His name is Nandan. Joined my interview because I have been talking with Melissa for the Bilateral program scholarship situation in El Salvador, and we want to talk with more students to show a bigger picture of the scholarship to international students so we can understand more. So I'm quite happy to have Nandan from Beihang University also to my interview, and Nandan is also CUCAS ambassador in Beihang University. Yeah. So Nandan, we have been talking with Melissa. According to your information or experience, in India, what's the situation for bilateral program scholarship?
In India, the situation is quite similar. So you can contact the embassy, you can contact the government, and whatever Melissa said, it's quite similar to it, and the procedure is quite similar. And if you are looking for opportunity, just contact people, contact the government, contact the embassy, and you will for sure get good answers, because there are opportunities lying around there. You just need to find them and look for them, and then apply towards them, and you can for sure get it.
Is there any difference according to your information, like in the procedures?
Last time I talked to the education counselor from my embassy in China, and as far as what he gave me the guidance, all the procedure are quite similar, and the timeline can be different, but
different.
Yeah, but the procedure is quite similar. So just contact the education ministry in your country, the scholarship department of your country, and the embassy of your country, and then you can just go through all the process. But Melissa just explained you the extensive process, and go through that, and then you can get into Chinese education system.
So normally there are maybe 2 departments in each country's government, right? For example, in Chinese embassy in India, and also in the Department of Indian government, right, for the scholarship. Yeah.
How I know about it is that in my country there is a ministry called MHRD. So that MHRD. That this ministry is responsible for education, and in this education department they have an external scholarship department. So you can go to their website, you can go to contact their offices, right? And you can contact them about what are the external scholarship opportunities you have. It's not only China, they have for almost all the countries, because every government has a cooperation on education with other governments, right? So in this kind of scholarship division in the ministry, you can go ask them about the opportunity, and usually the right time for China, the right time should be, you should for sure ask them around November or before November. Around November you should go ask them. For every country is different. For a lot of countries quite early, for a lot of countries quite late, but you can go ask them, and you can also always contact the embassy of the specific country. So in our case, we can go contact the embassy of China in India, and they have their own notices. Also, you should also always look forward to these websites and their social medias. They will, if there is opportunity around this time, they will for sure release the notices online. So for in the case of the embassy of China in India, around November they release the notice on study in China program, that's what it's called in my country, and what is the procedure, how to apply. So also when you apply through CSC, right, you have an agency number, so they will give you the agency number, apply through us, and go through the procedure, and then you can pursue it.
Yeah, yeah. Agency number is another topic. Many students are confusing about the agency number. We have actually articles about the agency number. We have a complete list of agency numbers. But for Type A scholarship candidates, I think is either normally is announced in the embassy's website.
Yes.
Because,
in the notices, yes.
Yeah, because they will tell you what is the agency number you need to fill. Yeah. Okay. So the time schedule might be different in different countries.
Yeah.
Also, the department might be different.
Yes.
For example, we just talk about India, the department MHRI. It's like for development.
It's like Ministry of Human Resource Development, something like that.
But for Melissa's case, is Department of, I think, for overseas study or study abroad. Yeah. That might be different in different countries. Also, I think the way the two countries' government work might be different. Maybe it will varies according to their agreements. Okay, but basically it's like the same, right?
It's got similar. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Nandan, for coming here again. Also, wish you a good Chinese New Year.
Yeah, 新年快乐.
新年快乐.
Dear students, that's all the interview today. Again, really appreciate Melissa and Nandan come to my office, and hopefully this interview will help you learn more about the Chinese government scholarship bilateral program. However, you still need to pay attention to the website of the Chinese embassy, because the policy and the procedures might change in different years. But I think the interview here today will give you clearer, precise of the entire procedures for the scholarship. Okay, thank you very much.